the meantime, though, we've got the sports sedans coming out onto the circuit for the Toledo Tools Series, round number 1 this afternoon at Sydney's Amaroo Park. Bryan Thomson has pole with a sensational Supra. Dick Ward from position number 2 from Western Australia. Keith Carling starts out of 3. Bob Tindall starts out of position number 4. Des Wall and a Commodore out of position number 5. From 6, Robin Doherty in the Ford. From 7.33, Steve Jagger, no relation to Mick. Cos Monterosso starts in the Escort out of 8. Mike Burks out of position number 9. And rounding out the 10 is Michael Caruso in a Falcon. So we have on the inside, car number 16, Bryan Thomson in the Supra. That's not your average Supra. With Dick Ward alongside. Very representative field. Good to see drivers here from Victoria and all the way from Western Australia. There's Keith Carling in the Toledo Tools entry. Bob Jolly in car number 36, the Rover entry. There's a Henry, number 9, Robin Doherty. Watch that thing run. Greg Waller's there in car number 43. Monterosso is there in car number 1. I notice also Bob Blacklaw starting this afternoon. Well-known sprint car driver on the national scene. Had a win here this morning in the Division 2 race. He's well back in the pack. Getting ready for a start. Some thunder and lightning coming, and off the line. Car number 2 getting away quickly was Dick Ward. He might get pinged for jumping the start, though. He was moving at the start. Let's not worry about that at the moment as they head up Bitchapave Hill for the first time. And Dick Ward will lead them sideways as they come over the top. Huge cheer going up from a fantastic crowd here in brilliant weather this afternoon at Amaroo Park Raceway. There's one going very wide. I think that was Bob Blacklaw actually looking for the dirt out by the wall. Down through Mazda Corner. On the way down to the left-hander, and it's pretty tight up at the front. Dick Ward is there, but right behind him is Bryan Thomson. Next is Keith Carling as they go through. Doherty made a good start as well. There's the field sliding through that on the way down to the lake corner now. The right-hander. It's pretty tight up at the front. Just look at Ward's thing get out of there. Thomson right behind him. The lad from Shepparton looking for a pass up here on the inside as the two of them go door to door up Bitchapave Hill. Almost a touch that time. That was pretty close stuff. Dick Ward forced to ease out just for a second. And that put Thomson in front. Ward still running in second, but Thompson's got his nose in front. He'll be hard to beat from here.
6 litres of Chevrolet-powered Toyota there seem to have the wood on the Mazda.
You have a bit of trouble getting that registered for road use. That'll give your Ashley and Martin a bit of a work over, wouldn't it, with the hood down. Down to the lake corner. Bryan Thomson, hot shoe from Shepparton. Works the short straight here. Right behind him is Dick Ward. Tindall's coming up to join them at the moment as they come through the turn and work their way back up the hill again.
Walls of our commentary position reverberate as the cars thunder past here. Outright lap record in this category is under 50 seconds. These guys are not going quite that quick. In fact, fastest qualifying time for this race today was 51.2, set by obviously Bryan Thomson and also by Dick Ward, who shared the front row of the grid with him.
It's got a bit of giddy up, hasn't it, in a straight line. Tomo has always been known for building something that looks a little like standard, but is more like a dragster. Dick Ward doing a good job, hanging in there with him. Bob Tindall still runs in third. They've opened up the big gap over the rest of the traffic. Back and forth is Bob Jolly. Next is Monterosso, followed by Doherty. Wall is the next one to go through. And Steve Jagger, Nielsen. There's Bob Tindall working the back straight. Going through Motorcraft.
Bryan Thomson always manages to produce the kind of cars that make motorsport fans cool at the mouth. Oh, he's going to end up in a very nasty little sandwich here at the lake corner in a moment.
There's a Mini that's had a maxi.
And here come the leaders.
Number 84, Max Squires. That had a handling problem. It's got a major one now. Across the line. Tomo stretching it all the way over Dick Ward and Keith Carling. New Look Sports sedans for season 89. All our Western Australian viewers taking us this afternoon through TVW7. Interested to see Dick Ward in action. A ledger entry. There's Bryan Thomson. Also a very popular boy, and viewers around the Shepparton area taking our telecast via the Prime network, part of the Australian Television Network. That is not the place to park one's Mini. Ward a little bit closer this time. Mazda howling as it comes out of the corner.
Thomson there got bulked there by a slower car, and he could well lose a little time over that.
Yes, Ward's a little bit closer this time, and it got the wobbles up over the top of Bitchapave. These two guys were inseparable in qualifying yesterday with a 51.20 to both the Bryan Thomson's Chevy Supra and Dick Ward's Mazda. Only 18/100ths back behind them was Keith Carling in the other Mazda RX-7.
5 laps down, 5 to go.
Coming up on some traffic here, forced to go very, very wide. An anxious moment there for Tomo. That hasn't helped Dick Ward. I don't know whether the Ward went the inside or the outside that time. That was close.
Well, Ward's really having to work hard to try and stick with Bryan Thomson here. Thomson, on the other hand, looks to be very cool, calm and collected up front. Seems to have everything under control.
So they've come up on traffic pretty quickly. Just look how close Ward is this time as they go down on the run to the left-hander at Honda Corner.
Which side of the Mini will he go this time?
I'm not quite sure. But I tell Ward is closer on this run down to the Lake Corner.
They've got about a 3.5 second break now, and Keith Carling back in third spot.
He went the inside that time. I tell you what, Ad has made up some ground too.
There goes Keith
Carling. Yep, sorry. Keith has managed to hang on to them for a few laps, but they're starting to get away from him now. Another one of the Toledo Tools sponsored drivers for season 89 disappears over the top of Skyline down into Dunlop Loop.
He was the champ in this category last season. But finally going just a little tough against the top two here this afternoon in Ward and Thomson.
Well, they're hard at it again as we come down to the left-hander. We'll pick them up for you on the run to the Lake Corner. Side by side now. There's Carling going through. And our race leaders again. One goes outside, one the inside. And picks up ground again. There's Dick Ward.
And Ward's found the quicker way around there, I think.
I thought Tomo would have woken up to that. I tell you, if it gets any closer, you'll probably go the inside in the next lap. But just look at the grunt there of the Chevy Supra as it just bounds away up to the top of the hill. Traffic time.
Thompson's the man that always seems to suffer as well in the traffic at the moment.
Yep, Bryan just plays it cool, waits for them to sort themselves out, and then accelerates away from Dick Ward again. And Ward lost out badly in that one. See if he can close it up on the run down to the right-hander at the lake. No, he goes out and around. Ward through on the inside. Last lap Ward about to come out as Bryan Thomson heads back up the hill again, and he's clear this time. There's Dick Ward of Western Australia coming up in the Ledger Team Castrol entry. They come down into a Dunlop Loop. Final time through. I don't think Dick is going to pull him in from here. Keith Carling sits a very comfortable third on the racetrack at the moment as they head downhill to Honda Corner. So Bryan Thomson exits that turn, car number 16, the Twin City Kenworth Chevy powered Supra. Also co-sponsored by Colorbond. Down, out and around the Mini. Little taily that time as he pours the power on, comes up to the final right-hander. So the Toledo Tool Sports Sedan Series at Amaroo Park. First up winner today, Bryan Thomson from Shepparton. Second place goes to Dick Ward of Western Australia, and Keith Carling, zigging and zagging out of the last turn, is going to pick up third. That certainly gave the spectators something to cheer about. Big throaty roar of V8s disguised under the hoods of Supras.
I wonder what Fitzgerald would have given for a Supra like that earlier.
Yeah. What a feeling. Must be a wonderful feeling to drive it on a fast racetrack. It's a little more inhibiting Amaroo Park. Get off the line here, you pay the penalty in a big way. So, coming down the back straight and getting a big hand from a record turnout at Amaroo this afternoon, the winner of our Toledo Tool Sports Sedan Series, Bryan Thomson. Let's check them out on the Caltex race score. Thomson, the winner over Dick Ward. Keith Carling finishes third. Cos Monterosso finishes in fourth spot. And Bob Tindall in car number 49 is fifth, and we'll be back in just a tick.
Well, that's a taste of things to come. We're in for a pretty red-hot sports sedan season through 1989. Bryan Thomson, that's you always do manage to. You've managed to come up with an amazing looking and an amazing performing machine every time, and you've done it again here with this Chevy-powered Supra.
Well, yes, as the Toyota said, oh, what a feeling that we're home with our Toyota, and congratulations here to the boys at Shepparton who put the car together. It's been a 12-month project, and whilst I've got the moment, lots of thanks to lots of boys and trade houses in Shepparton that helped us put the car together over the last 12 months, and it's a tremendous thrill, even for someone as old as myself, to put a brand new car and win first up, Garry.
Yeah, but are you going to be satisfied? Are you going to be rushing off and building something bigger and better again?
Well, nothing's ever perfect, but I can feel at this moment that Toyotas are fairly close.
And congratulations also from Wal Wallace from Toledo Tools to make the presentation to you on a fine effort. Congratulations.
Great, Brian, on your drive up here from Victoria and take out the Toledo trophy.
Fine. Well, thank you very much, Wally. And Toledo Tools, they're one of our sponsors, and the sport couldn't do without them. Thank you, Toledo.
Okay, thanks very much to Bryan Thomson, winner of the first round of the Toledo Tools Sports Sedan Series here at Amaroo Park today.